All the memories.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I really, it was a lot of work to take them with me and make sure they stayed nice and flat and pretty and
Yes,
photo
right.
ready. But, it was worth it.
It was worth it because your background, you can't,
Yeah, you
you can't
can't.
get that at home.
No, and I mean, I use this little guy all the time
Yeah.
when it's cold outside or really hot outside, but taking them there, and there are a couple pictures of Lancet shawl in front of the Lancet arches.
Yeah, that's
I
really
think
cool.
it brings it together.
Yeah, definitely. So now you're going to have to, for your next collection, you're going to have to fly back to Europe, or where's your next destination?
I actually just finished a really big cowl knit along.
I saw that.
I was doing, it was 5 patterns, and you knit the first one, which is free. You get the second one free, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. And if you finish on time, you can get 5 patterns free,
Yeah,
plus a
that's really
special
cool.
secret prize.
Nice.
And we just finished that, so I'm really excited. I'm going to start doling out prizes next week. And so I've got a couple more things coming out. No collections, but I am releasing another pattern in the Bones series, which has been kind of neglected. It's a scarf for Hodgins.
Oh,
It's a really
how fun.
crazy cabled scarf. It's super, super crazy. But it's a great unisex pattern because you can make just the cable panel very large for men, or you can make the cable panel with the shawl shaping for women.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah. And so that's what I've been working on lately. I think my next project is probably going to be an accessory set, a coordinated accessory set. I want to work with high fashion and knitting and bring them together in a wearable way.
Yes.
And do like the crazy hair and makeup photo shoots with really big, bold, bright items that are totally wearable and totally knittable and just fun.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Big cables, big lace. I'm thinking big, bulky, super bulky. Bring it on.
Very fast then.
Yeah, very fast. And it's cold here. It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real cold.
Wait till you have a real winter too.
I had to buy my first winter coat. It goes down to my shins. And it is the color of a marshmallow. And I also have snow boots that are very close to the color of a marshmallow. So when I wear those things together,
You look like a marshmallow.
I look like the giant marshmallow thing from Ghostbusters. But
it keeps you warm.
It keeps me warm, and I figure if 8 million people live here, they have a reason to stay here.
Yes, that's
the weather's
true.
This bad.
Yes, that's so true. Are the summers nice and warm, though, then?
Last summer was one of the hottest summers on record, but it's very different because it's very humid. And humidity and mostly humidity in my hair, are not friends.
Yeah, no. Not a lot of women could say that they're friends.
Yeah. But the bonus is there is a street festival every single weekend. There's a different street festival.
Wow, how cool. Do you live right in the city?
We don't live right in the heart of downtown. We actually bought a house.
Congratulations.
Thanks. We bought a house in a little neighborhood called Roscoe Village. It's on the north side of the city. It's about, I'd say, a 15 to 20 minute train ride into the Loop, which is the downtown area, or about a 5-minute cab ride. It's actually quite close.
Yeah, that is really close.
Yeah, we just live on we live on one of the commuter public transportation lines, so it's got a lot of little stops.
That's perfect. Well, perfect, not in the sense that it takes you longer, but it's good that you can get everywhere from your house because not everybody has that luxury. So,
and we don't have a car here. We didn't bring our car, and we bike everywhere. And our new house is close enough to where we can bike to work.
Oh, how fun!
I've got my cute little bike, and my helmet matches my cute little bike.
But you can't wear your really long marshmallow jacket, can you, when you bike?
No. If it's wet outside, I won't bike.
Yeah.
If it's snow or rain, I won't bike. I'm not very coordinated. So it's best that I just wait for the nice weather. And we have had, it's been like 60 to 70 degrees the past 2 weeks every day.
Nice.
Winter?
Yeah.
So I really do like it here. It was a good move. I've got a lot of great friends here. The knitting community here is fantastic.
I was going to ask. Is it a big knitting community?
It's great. There's a lot of yarn stores in Chicago, and every year in August, when it's really hot and nobody wants to do anything, they do not a pub crawl, a yarn crawl, a yarn shop crawl.
Similar to a pub crawl.
Similar to a pub crawl. And all the yarn stores, it goes on for a couple weeks, I think 2 weeks, and all the yarn stores in the area agree to give everybody 10% off all merchandise.
Yeah, that's great.
You get a little passport that you get stamped. Mm-hmm. And all the yarn stores have a free crochet pattern and a free knitting pattern.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so it's a really fun way, and these women will get together in groups, and they'll get in their car, and they'll go to every single yarn store in one day.
Yeah.
And last year I did a kickoff party for the one that's in my neighborhood called Knit One. And it was a lot of fun to meet a lot of local people. I met some local designers. I've made friends with a lot of the local yarnies here, and the community is just more thriving than where I was. More people here knit.
Wow, that's cool.
It's fun to go to knit night and have a coffee or a beer and eat some cheese and knit and just chill. And I didn't really have that in California, so it's nice to have that here.
That's a benefit.
Yeah.
That's good.
I get to spend time with people that are not my coworkers, and I love my coworkers, and I go out with them all the time, but my knitting friends, they understand what I mean when I say, this stitch isn't right.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So, it's mostly just complaining about how I made mistakes in my knitting. Let's go.
And what you're knitting, and what you want to knit, and how big your queue is, and what you saw in Ravelry. And
I recently have admitted defeat. I cannot knit everything.
Yeah. It's true.
You can't knit everything.
No.
I have a couple wonderful sample knitters that have been helping me out getting more samples so that I can do more trunk shows and my stuff can travel more without me.
Yes.
And I was trying to do that all myself, plus knit presents for people.
Yeah, no. You can't.
No.
Are you down to knitting mainly just your things, or do you every now and again knit somebody else's design too?
I do knit other people's designs. Mm-hmm. Mostly when I knit other people's designs, they're garments. Mm-hmm. And I think part of that is because I don't have necessarily the time to devote into designing my own garments. Mm-hmm. I love doing it. I have like 12 sketches for cardigans and tops and vests. And I don't have the time to tinker with it and make sure that it's right. And I always worry about shaping when I size. I want to make sure it fits everybody the same way it fits me.
Right.
And I've been knitting a couple cardigans. I think I cast on for Liesel, the Liesel Latique pattern, which I've had for years and never did.
Yeah.
And I have some sock patterns that I've been working on. I'm really into socks again. I wore all of my knitted socks every day this winter. Every day. Yeah, so that's got me back into socks. There are a couple really great hat patterns that have come out recently, randomly hats. But I do enjoy working with other designers' stuff. I like to see how other people work. Mm-hmm. I like to see how other people explain things because we're all different. And what works for me may not work for people who knit my stuff. Mm-hmm. So sometimes seeing how other people phrase things in their patterns or explain slip, slip, knit.
Yeah, right.
You know, the little tiny things that... Yeah, the little tiny things.
As a designer,
Yeah, and I really do like supporting other people in my industry.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
My big pattern binder that I'll never get to. My stack of magazines that I'll never get to. But part of the reason, the patterns just aren't something to do. They're something to look at and admire. Mm-hmm. It's not just a to-do list.
Right.
I've accepted.
Yes, you just have to live with that.
Yeah.
And stop knitting gifts. No.